What's up, world? This is Salim with Flip for Figs, and today I'm going to show you how to elevate your 6-scale figures with custom display bases from Display Base Heroes. Let's take a look.
Flip for Figs.
When I flip, you flip, we flip.
Alrighty, folks, so I discovered Display Base Heroes on Etsy because I actually got this Play Toys Queen Amidala figure. Now, it's a third-party figure. It's unlicensed, so be mindful of that. But it doesn't come with a display base, and before I bought the figure, I was looking at other people's pictures, and I saw some displayed with this display base right here. So, long story short, I ended up discovering Display Base Heroes' page on Etsy, and I discovered that they make a lot of different custom display bases for, like Hot Toys and other 6-scale figures that don't typically come with bases. Let's take a close look. C-3PO, this Hot Toys figure, does come with a base, but R2 does not. So I was kind of using just some extra Hot Toys bases for R2. But when I saw this, and I saw that you could display them together, I knew I had to have it. Now, with the Jawa and Gonk droid, if you saw my figure matchup video that had Jawa and Gonk droid in it, you know that they each came with their own display base, but they were really crappy bases without nameplates or anything like that. And so I figured I needed a nice display base to put them both together. Now, for R5-D4 and the Pit Droid, those actually came in a set together, and neither one had a display base. If you're enjoying this video, I do release Hot Toys videos just like this one, as well as reviews and figure matchups every week, so please hit that subscribe button so you can be notified as soon as I release a new video. So for R5-D4, it's a square base, and it's got, some nice sand texture on it, and this is all 3D textured, hopefully you could tell, with some rocks and whatnot. There's no pegs or anything like that, just because he's pretty easy to stand. And then for the Pit Droid, there's this little clear plastic pole right there, and it just kind of has him sit there. Now, he can also stand pretty well on his own, so I may not even use that clear pole, but just to keep him safe in case something, bumps into the cabinet, I will use that. You can see the nameplates are really nice and shiny. They've got a nice brushed metallic texture, and they look very museum-esque. Now, for the Jawa and Gonk droid, similar, shape to the C-3PO and R2-D2 base, but also they're very consistent with the rest. So you have rock formations and different sand and whatnot. And then for the C-3PO and R2-D2, there's a flight pole there with just this little crotch thing to keep him in place. And there's no peg or anything for R2-D2, but they got the nameplate right there. I think this is really nice. I plan to display my R2 and C-3PO kind of with the Sand Trooper and the Jawa and Gonk droid, so that's why I went with a Tatooine base. But if you're more interested in like a Death Star thing, they have bases like that as well. Now for Queen Amidala, it's just a standard kind of black base, but it's got a really nice nameplate on there, and it says the Phantom Menace. And basically, it's just kind of this solution right here. So yeah, these are super functional, and like I said, they're a great solution for any other figures that you have, either Hot Toys or third party or in art. Essentially any 6-scale figures you have that you want to be able to display, this is a great solution. And so even though I don't have room to display these bases right now because the space is getting tight, I am getting my Maju cases soon, and so I wanted to make sure every figure had its own display base so it would look properly cool. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of mine are kind of sandy bases, but if you wanted to go with more industrial or Death Star look, you can do that as well. Display Base Heroes is very talented, so they can probably make anything you ask for and customize it any way you want. So whether you have custom figures or licensed figures, or it's just, some figures that don't come with their own display base, like these droids right here. For instance, the Pit Droid didn't have a specific base, but I saw in the reviews somebody had made one, and so it's actually the base that they make for Grogu in his little pram. But I asked him to customize it for the Pit Droid, and it got its nameplate on it and everything like that. I'm thinking of getting a larger one for the Droidica as well, because it didn't come with a base either. But yeah, for any figures that you have, big or small, that don't come with their own bases, if you want a custom display base, look no further than Display Base Heroes on Etsy. I'll put a link for them in the description. And as always, thank you for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button so you can see videos just like this, as well as other Hot Toys and Lego and other action figure gaming statue videos every week when I post them. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
When I flip, you flip, we flip.